specialist crew, a beacon of light, for work to unravel secrets entwined. Law with her care and lust for life, turning the cogs in her curious mind. Scales that tell stories of times long past. Deep in the echo, her interest is cast. Starborne Melody echoes in the deep. An ancient history, now our secrets to keep. Sail on a siren with feathers adorned, seeks to maintain her graceful form. A voice that weaves tales across the sky, relaying the dreams that never die. Rennick the brain with numbers and might, forearms for eyes in the cosmic night. Stoic and with numerical grace, in Lockstitch's crew he has found his place. Starborne Melody echoes in the deep. An ancient history, now our secrets to keep. Pollux and Castor, the skillful pair, always the team with starry hair, with a bond so strong in the vast expanse, unveiling the secrets in cosmic dance. Starborne Melody echoes in the deep. An ancient history, now our secrets to keep. Starborne Melody echoes in the deep. An age-old mystery, and Lockstitch holds the key.
Yeah. Hey.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 22. That we were just talking about how it feels like so few, based and so many. Today we are going back to Plumbob, and real quick recap for what happened last time we were there. When we went there, the people of Plumbob are very ritualistic, very like, it's not called a fetish. Reliquaries is what they're called. They keep body parts of their ancestors and even up to like their last generations, and they worship those and they celebrate those, and they are very, very, very anti-healing. Like, they do not, like, if you are injured, you just kind of like let it go. That is them in a nutshell. They also keep their dead locked in pendulous coffins that are like dangling from chains, and like they decorate them, and then we learned that that is because they used to come back to life all the time, and then accidentally started that back up again with a rainstorm. But we did save the city from a spirit of breaking things. Kind of. But we're going back. So I think that's a pretty good recap for like how we got here, and I will introduce the players and how we're getting back. So we have Cash, played by Soap.
Good evening, everyone. I don't want to know what's in the bag.
We have Charity played by Jacob.
Hello, everybody.
We got Melinoë. The name one more
Melinoë.
time.
Melinoë.
God damn it! I was just like, I had that like 5 minutes ago. I was
Every
like,
single
Melinoë.
time.
This time
Every
I got
single
it.
time.
Melinoë is played by Sparkly.
I'm gonna need to hide the fact that I'm a walking skeleton at this point.
They're gonna fucking love you.
Oh boy.
You'll be fine. It's
Oh
right?
no.
it's Charity that's gonna get run out of here on with pitchforks and torches.
And
I'm sure
we
it's
have,
fine.
I'm sure it is, absolutely. And we have Seth played by Seth.
I'm still hoping there's a demon core in the bag. I mean, hi.
Damn it.
So, you guys, like, the gist of it is, wherever you were, like when the SOS was called for Dendroid yesterday, like, and wherever you were when the explosion happened over the Clove Cove, like a ridiculous rift of magic suddenly appeared over the cove. We all know that it was because Vidra smashed a very powerful artifact with null metal, and that caused some real big problems that we have not seen the extent of, but we have seen it throw the entire magic system of the Neverglades off course. Like, the entire side started getting very, very video gamey, when usually that was like, there's one island where that stuff happens, but it started spreading everywhere. And we started discovering corruption from the Sickened Sea. We've found that in the Celestial Sea. So like things are like getting a little out of hand as far as like spread of magic. Plumbob have been handling themselves up to this point with their little zombie apocalypse. We know that the zombie apocalypse was happening there, but we don't know how they've been dealing with it. But it hasn't spread. Like, nobody else is like reporting a mass influx of zombies. And like, there are still people who trade with Plumbob, and they still trade with Plumbob. And they haven't asked you guys for help until today. Like, after the massive magical explosion, they have requested aid. And they have it on good authority that the list of people that they want are, they want Charity, they want Dr. Cash, they want Melinoë? Damn it.
Melinoë.
One more time.
There we go. Second time, you got it.
And they want Seth, specifically. You guys have been asked for by name.
Before they leave, Charity is going to ask, did they say anything about a trial?
It's just like, they did mention a full pardon. No, this is Peanut, sorry. That's not his voice. It's just like, they didn't mention a full pardon. And it's just like, for you and the crew that did the, and it's just like, reads it's just like, did the taboo. You.
It wasn't like that. I just killed a god. A
It's just-
chaos god. That was from Hymnal?
And it's like, he looks over at Seth, and it's just like, yep. And it's just like, go ahead, Seth.
I didn't say a word, I just said, ugh.
He's just like, Seth, they are requiring, not requiring, they are asking you to bring, have you and Rennick made a smaller version of that device that picks up frequencies?
We're making a few different types to try and play around with having more portable versions.
That sounds ideal. It's just like, bring along your new, the best model, the one that seems like it's got the best chance. You can tell me what this thing looks like.
Well, since the big one is supposed to be a jukebox, I like the idea of the smaller one being a boom box, like a big old 80s one. I mean, that's still carry aroundable.
Absolutely.
It's got stickers on it.
I mean, as it should.
Oh man, Seth, have you embraced Lydian's recording technology for this? Because Lydian do use cassette tapes.
I think it would be a really good idea to do that, and any kind of new technology that the crew would be bringing into it would want to be incorporated as it could be.
I just personally want a bismuth boombox.
Well, that is there now.
Okay, excellent. So, and Cash, you have a letter and a bag sitting at your kitchen table when you woke up this morning.
Much a moment of he gets up and he's on his way to make his breakfast and his coffee, and there's just that sitting there, and he's just like, it's just gonna be one of those days, isn't it?
All right, so we've got a boombox, we've got a bag that most certainly doesn't have a head in the bag, but I promise you there is a head in that bag. And do you guys have any questions about Plumbob before you guys go there? Because go ahead and ask them right now, and you can basically ask Peanut or ask each other.
So this is the first time I'm going to Plumbob. Any advice for the walking robot with a skull on the head?
Do not perform any healing magic where it can be seen in public. They tend to frown upon that. Be prepared to see. Well, one thing that I personally witnessed was someone injured their finger, and rather than treat it, they chopped it off right in front of us.
Why?
They, given their particular species also has an exoskeleton, and they wear the exoskeleton, I suppose, or the carapaces of their dead. It's considered a great honor. Kind of like armor passed down through generations.
Okay.
But there was also the problem that there was, I think, either a necromancer or something that was waking up their dead that they keep in coffins hanging about.
Peanut raises his fingers from the clipboard. Is just like, yep, corrupted spirit of rebirth is what we have marked here.
Yes, they were quite much in denial about it, as I recall. And then there was trouble with that creature that I believe they said came from Hymnal, but I'm not completely sure.
It was a spirit of. It appeared to be a spirit of destruction, or it used to be an old god of destruction, worshipped by. And he flips a couple pages. He's just like, And he's like, unknown culture.
Oh, great.
Jared kind of shudders because they're remembering the fact that their mind was essentially broken after that.
That's why it was a spirit of breaking. That's what it was.
Yeah.
But the necromancer is no more, I'm guessing.
Oh no, the necromancer's in those clouds.
Oh, great.
Peanut's just like,
no, we didn't solve that problem. Once I helped get rid of the chaos thing, we were pretty much run out of time at that point.
Okay.
To be fair, there we did cause massive amounts of destruction, and the dead were rising from their grave, which is why I'm kind of suspicious about the full pardon.
Yeah,
And-
I don't blame you for that.
Peanut's just like, as far as like the information that we've received from Akana's team, just Akana's team, that's what he just says. It's just like, we have gathered, it has rained there non-stop every single day since we left. But the water has not risen at all.
Okay.
I do recall the rain. It helped put out the fires.
The water hasn't risen a single bit outside. Like, we haven't seen it. And also, the reports of all of their dead breaking free from their coffins were true. We have pictures of them walking the streets. And now, not a single report. Nobody has seen them. And now they are asking for our aid. And I can only assume something broke.
Or they found out where they're headed. Okay. Alright, well. Okay. Alright, it's fine. We'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Not going any worse than the last time.
I wasn't here last time. This is my first time.
It's
At least
yeah.
it's not a coup.
True.
Yet.
Man, that's a low bar. This crew has like we're not even hoping to save the world or anything. We're just hoping to not accidentally overthrow a government.
I mean,
Okay.
there wants to be a small amount of meddling, but not too much amount of meddling. Maybe.
So, here is the state of Plumbob right now. It's just like, these are hanging coffins. Like, many of them are still ringing like bells as you hear, like, corpses banging against them and lightly making it swing
Does Charity
back and
still
forth.
Does Charity still hear them saying that they're hungry? They're kind of like hungering for magic, like before.
Yes, they are absolutely. Like, I don't think they are using those exact words, but that is the feeling that you get from them. Like, these are not souls. These are just like reanimated bodies that crave magic.
Oh, well, it's good to see it's not any worse than the last time I was here.
Okay.
In a manner of speaking.
Can all four of you roll me a 20-sider, like, to get your reactions to walking into this town?
Yep.
Lucky number 13.
Wait, who?
Word.
Like, oof.
This is
Okay.
great.
Let's go.
Man, that's a 13, a 1, a 2.
Hold on. R1. Every single time. There we go.
Ooh, a 13, a 1, a 2, and a 2.
We're starting off great.
I'm surprised nobody's played roll 2 to a 1.
Oh wait, hold on. Okay, now I have to hold on to that. Never mind.
So we're
Why was
we're
that two
repeating
rolled so
history here.
violently?
Except it wasn't me rolling the one.
Oh no.
Cash, that was your 13. No, that was Jacob's 13.
It was my 13.
Yeah,
Okay, Charity's 13.
I want to stay in the car.
Like,
You're gonna be okay.
they're like, Charity, as like you walk into the city, you like just as the clouds get directly above you all, because it's very localized clouds. It's basically you step over here, you're in the middle of the day. You step over here, you're in the middle of the night. And these clouds don't move with the wind. Like if you step out of the rain, you feel a completely different weather, completely different atmosphere. You take one extra step, you're in just doom and gloom. And the moment you guys all like, oh sorry, for this I need Cash to be like walking in front of Charity. Like I need Cash to like step in first. And then Charity, as you make that step, you hear bells. Like just kind of like, and it's one of the people, one of the bodies in its coffin banging, but it sounds exactly like a church bell. Like it's the exact tone of a church bell. And then you just hear a muffled, "Who? Get me out of here!" coming from the bag in on Cash's side.
Charity immediately freezes and looks at Cash and goes, "Did you bring a dead body part?"
Knowing who this came from, more than likely. I don't know why I
Yeah,
have
I'm
it.
dead! I'm dead!
Did you not hear the part where I said that the dead were being reanimated inside their coffins? Before we...
I was asked to do an errand. I'm doing the errand. There's nothing I can do about it. The head's here.
I'm not an errand!
Who does it belong to?
I don't know. I didn't open the bag. I've learned better to do that for Dr. Myers.
Oh, how's he doing?
No,
Wait,
no! Don't help Dr. Myers!
At least take him out so he can... Oh my goodness.
I don't think we need to
He's
worry
then
about
going to fully extend his arm to Charity. Like, I work with the living, not the dead.
Very well. And Charity just takes the bag and just opens it up to get a look at this, like, holding it up kind of, I guess, like a blast for Yorick.
Oh, okay. See, I wasn't really guessing somebody was going to roll a 13, but I really wanted to roll with it. Charity, what's it a skull of? Or even if it's not a skull, what kind of head is this? It's got to be around the size of a soccer ball, though.
Is it soccer ball or did you say basketball?
I think soccer ball was on the Discord, maybe.
There's also a chance yeah, soccer ball. Okay, I remembered incorrectly.
Like... like what kind of species or like...
Yeah, everything. It's definitely a sentient species. Like it's a dude. I think it's a guy. I'm pretty positive this is a guy.
I'm trying to think of one of the groups of people we encountered. What's the... Oh... Where Seth... What's the name of that place where they're making the honey and then the wasps were like...
Oh, it's a Mayor?
Yeah.
Oof. Wild.
That's the only... I don't know why that's sticking
It's
in
a
my head,
Willoughby guy.
but it's not Willoughby.
It's not Willoughby. Yeah, okay. Hold on. I got this.
Oh boy. Here we go.
Okay, so we got that as a head, and it's just like it's looking at you guys. It's just like, and how is it comically fresh? Is it zombie and police sirens, I guess? Or is it a skeleton?
I'm gonna lean towards like kind of comically fresh.
I was gonna
Like,
say that would be really funny if it was comically fresh. He had the bag wrapped in another bag because it was dripping odd liquid he didn't want to think about.
yeah.
And you didn't tell us that you had a dripping moist bag.
I
I trust you normally, but I'm a little worried right now.
Listen, after
sometimes it's just some things in this God's forsaken place I don't want to talk about, and Dr. Myers is one of those.
the shenanigans with the oyster / clam costume, I'm not gonna question it. I'm just gonna let you do your own thing. I already did enough to you then.
Thank you.
Though I will make fun of you for this later.
And just like,
Fair.
this head is just like, it's like, I've been on so many bodies. I'm so tired of it.
You've been on different bodies.
It's like, Dr. Myers, it's just like, and he like looks around. He's experimenting with locking spirits into corpses. Basically, he's been trying to infuse like spirits into corpses. It's just like he has a pen pal here in town, and it's just
What?
like, yeah. I do think Cash knows that Dr. Myers has been trying to do this. Like,
More
this
than
is-
likely.
Like, this is Dr. Myers' line of study. And this is a creature's head infused with a spirit instead of the other way around. Like, instead of, like, ghosts are the only thing that are supposed to possess their own bodies. Spirits can only possess inanimate objects.
Right. So Charity would recognize the difference right away.
Right away,
Like,
yeah.
Yeah, that so like it's not necessarily this is not the Maori person's ghost in there. This is just a random spirit that was put in.
Yep. This is just
Okay.
what was this? This will be fun. What was this a spirit of before it was put in this?
Yeah, I got.
Yeah, if any of you got ideas, go ahead and just like shoot.
That's a good one. Inspiration. Just a spirit
Yeah,
of
I was also
inspiration.
thinking creativity, so that's pretty much the same thing.
That's that's cool.
Okay. So, personally, me as the player thinks this is cool. Melinoë is not happy. So kind of examining the head it's like understanding that this is a spirit, not a ghost. Well, she is a ghost. Like, but does the technique of putting the spirit in an object, does it feel familiar?
I would say it feels it's a binding. And yes. Yeah. This was not a I cannot tell you whether or not the spirit is enjoying itself in here. But I can tell you that it did not get here on its own. It did not decide to inhabit this head.
Oh, great. Another thing to have in common with this head. Oh.
Charity is kind of like holding it very like gingerly, like kind of aware that the rain is probably like not helping with whatever's like viscera might be underneath.
Oh, I can get you guys like inside a place. Let me hide the tokens that are in there.
I was also
Okay.
gonna say Cash does have his umbrella with him that he's using currently. So he'd probably just hold it over Charity and like just not saying
look,
a
there's
damn
that.
thing.
I was like, hold on 1 second. I gotta put in the not bag now because we opened the bag.
I nearly spit out my drink.
Oh no. Right.
Oh, okay. We just got ahead. Let's go.
So, what was the purpose of bringing a head here?
I was asked to give it to his Dr. Myers' acquaintance, friend, whatever he considers a friend.
I wonder why he would send it here. In-house, if he was aware of the developments here.
Be honest, I'm pretty sure he does know. He would know. He does, for sure.
And he had to know
it's weird and has something to do with dead bodies, so that's pretty much up his alley.
I don't think you guys have to make a roll for this. I think you guys could just tell by the vibes of this place. What Charity is holding right here is blasphemous to these people. Like, whoever in this town wants this is like, you are holding heresy.
Right.
Okay.
Charity looks at the head and says, I apologize, but when we go to travel outside, I'm going to have to put you back in the bag, and it would be really great if you try not to talk until we tell you it's okay to talk. I've already made quite an impression here, and I would prefer not to cause any more offense if I can help it.
You guys gonna, like, set me free, right? You guys gonna get me out of this head?
Looking at Cash and Charity, are we?
I'm not opposed to it. I do dislike misusing the dead or spirits for whatever this is. But I also think we need to investigate
undecided on what to do, considering who this is being transported for. Dr. Myers on any level is a bit of a goofy individual, but can be a very dangerous person to upset, if you understand my drift.
This is a sentient being, and this individual is supposed to be traded like an item? Am I getting that right?
Yeah, just anyone who shoves a spirit of any sort into an object of some sort, obviously, against its own will, is not a good person.
No.
We have a word for that where I'm from, and it's called slavery. And it's genuinely not good.
Right, and the spirits I've observed are very much part of the natural order. To pervert them in this way is, well, leaving aside it being morally reprehensible, it is also perhaps very dangerous to...
I used to like Dr. Myers. I'm gonna have a talk with him.
Can that talk involve fists, please? I'd be there for that. I'd very much enjoy that.
Right, well, I also am worried about the spirit getting stuck here with the current pole of magic that is around us.
True.
Charity looks at the head. You deserve your freedom, but if I release you here, I worry you might not escape, or that it might cause, well, more trouble.
He's just like, I think he understands the difference between a shield, not a cage situation right now. As long, like, oh, actually, Charity, roll me 2d20. Take the higher.
Okay.
Let's see if you can resonate with this dude. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
100%. Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Whew.
You're years of your year of like managing a spirit union at a hotel has really paid off, and you're communicating with spirit skills.
Nice.
He's just like, he's like, all right, I trust you. Like, okay, we'll work together. We'll get me out of here.
Correct.
And he's just like, are we putting him back in the bag? He would be fine with it.
I'm see another way that we could like safely like cart him around while we try to solve the mystery.
Is there a way that we could transfer his essence into something else?
The worry is the second we take him out, he gets locked into the storm of spirit magic outside, I believe. Is that correct, Charity?
Yeah, that's Charity's fears. And there's also the fact that there is an outside force that is causing the dead here to wake up, and they are craving magic.
How far out would it be if we could release him safely? Are they
not far, because Charity's was like one side was fine, and then as soon as they stepped into the rain, it was like, oh shit.
Let's get out of the rain. How do we have a time limit on when we need to do something? Did we make an appointment?
Well, they call for us, so...
Yeah, it's like they called for you. You guys can, like, you are expected at a particular time, but you can just step out, free the spirit. But the spirit, based on the fact that that was not just a natural 19, but then it was raised to a 20, the spirit is down to help you guys solve the mystery of like who was trying to like buy him and that whole thing. The spirit's on your side and will help you guys get this done, and then can like you guys can help him out of it at any time, or you can just take a step back and free him.
While we're deciding this, Melinoë's gonna gingerly take the head and start. You said there's like viscera still coming like out of the base of the skull, basically.
That's what I kind of imagined, because
she's gonna take what med supplies and just kind of pack it like you would pack a wound.
I was gonna suggest that that's like as a trade-off also for like helping them, that he was going to, you know, make the bag just a little bit more comfortable, and he but he would also take the bag after the neck's been patched, and just kind of just set the head in the bag and put the bag in his satchel, so you know at least it's mildly dry.
All right. So I'm going to assume that we've been told to meet with a particular person, and do we know if that's the same kind of person or people that Cash was supposed to make a delivery to?
There's definitely all that Cash knows is whoever they're delivering it to is a doctor, and they know the doctor's handshake. I don't know what the doctor's handshake is, by the way. We've never discussed the secret doctor handshake.
The fact
but you know what there is?
Doctor handshake is horrifying.
Real fast, I have another idea. What if we transfer? I don't like the idea.
I remember those
of
people
just sitting in a rotten head. What if we see if he wants to go into the boombox? He won't be leaking everywhere. Not here, but the few steps out of the city away, out of the rain.
I mean,
it is I'll explain real quick. What Dr. Myers has done is like somehow magically bound this creature of creativity to this head. Like he has, I imagine like a little macabre stuff going on, like carved runes into the skull situation.
So magic kind of beyond what our group has, then?
It's like magic that, like, yeah, he's bound, like, to this. And, like, the second it gets out, it's going to become itself again, which is just going to be an abstract. It is only, like, sentient because it is bound to this thing.
Yeah, so it needs to stay in the head until after we've solved what's going on.
Right. And Charity also is going to make note of where the fuck he found a Maori head that was this fresh.
There could also be magic keeping it, quote unquote, fresh.
True.
Considering the kind of work Dr. Myers does for fun and science, I wouldn't be surprised if there's something he knows that keeps dead flesh, fresh. Refrigerator fresh.
So Charity, do we notice the people approaching, by the way? So that
Oh yeah,
Charity
like
can,
they'll
stuff it back in the
just be
bag?
there whenever you guys want them to be. Like
okay.
they're ready to have a conversation whenever you're ready to have a conversation.
Charity does recognize them, and then just kind of like, they kind of like are very hesitant to walk up. Might need a little bit of a gentle push.
I'm gonna give him a gentle nudge between the shoulders. There you go.
Charity kind of stumbles forward. It's like, oh, I don't remember their names though.
So this is Caspian, and this is Vincent, and I lost that one's name. I'm the worst.
Alright, Charity gives the bag back to Cash and goes and reluctantly steps forward and kind of gives like a little bow and says something. I greet you again. I wish that we could meet under better circumstances, and thank you for pardoning me for what happened last time. I swear I was only trying to help.
That is, as we have learned through the deeds of the Lockstitch lately, your stories speak kindly, and your work in the Celestial Sea has begun to change our mind. We feel that we may have judged harshly. And then after the clouds over the Neverglades just a few days ago, it's like we feel that it is time that we solve this problem, as it has only gotten worse. And he says, it has rained non-stop since your last visit. And yet, no one is drowning. It's just like we were also flooded with the dead. Like all of the corpses came to life, and many bashed their way out of their coffins and took to the streets. And they too have gone where the water has gone. He's like, there's a crack at the bottom of this canyon, and it is flooding. And then he pulls forth like a flat bowl that like a scrying bowl of water, and it on top of it there's a film of the corrupt oil that we've seen in the Sickened Sea. Like, Seth,
dear.
the stuff that you literally just studied. Yeah, the stuff Melinoë and Charity just found on the lippy crab.
Oh, lovely.
Oh, no. I did not realize it had spread this far. And your other dead, they're still trying to wake up. I can hear them. No. Even now.
It's gotten significantly worse. After the explosion, we all felt it. It struck the resin. The resin's just right. It rung all of the caskets out there like a bell. And then they got worse. Some of us can hear them even now. And he's just like, Vincent offers up his hands to you for you to put your hands in his hands. He's like,
and Charity
go ahead.
Charity, because they do feel like really bad for what happened, so they're gonna just reach out and take the hands.
You suddenly feel the hunger. You don't have to worry about like falling victim to it or anything. Of hundreds, yeah, I would say hundreds of these creatures, the undead, the bodies taken over by spirits in like bad ways, all underneath this city.
And it's this, but does Charity still get the sense that like there's like an outside force calling to them like before, like they did before?
Oh yeah, totally.
Charity like steps back and is very obviously very, very unsettled and asks, does your ancient ones, oh, I forget what you called it, it still calls to them, yes?
It does, but we need to stop that. We don't feel like that is actually its voice. That's why we asked you, dear, like they walk up. Seth, is it correct? The one that is studying the resonance.
I haven't actually listened to the box just yet because I don't feel like we're in an okay place to do it without asking permission.
We appreciate that greatly, but if you could set up in here.
All right, I will do that now that I have permission. Just want to make sure I don't do any taboos or faux pas. Some of us aren't very good at that.
Absolutely, you have brought the right equipment, and this is the right place to do it. And then they look at Cash and Melinoë, and they're just like, we have reason to believe that both of you have experience with spirits possessing the dead.
She's gonna pull her hood lower. Yeah, I have experience with that. Just basically covering her entire face at this point.
Just gonna politely just nod, but just unfortunately he's probably just gonna be like, do I? When did that happen? Like on like to himself.
You're just holding the bag behind your back like, yeah.
He put the bag in his satchel and he's closed it so they can't see the bag.
So, Seth, you wanna give me 2d20 and take the higher for your setup, because you did bring exactly the right equipment for this.
Okay.
Oh,
Ooh.
no!
Oh, come on!
Oh god!
What?
That 8 was gonna be a 20. That
8 was gonna be a 20, and I thought that 1 was gonna be a 13 for a second.
That would have been so cool.
It's the same thing that happened last time.
Here's the thing. I do not think in any way Seth messes up here. I think it is again a situation of it being worse than I thought. I think Seth, like the boombox immediately picks something up, and it is like a single note, and it is just terrifying. And the only other time the water is resonating, Seth. The rain outside is what is actually causing this resonance, and we do have another sample of this it is raining the river Styx. Like, it is literally raining hell outside, and it has been raining hell for a long time, but it just got worse.
Oh dear.
Definitely going to share this information. I don't know how to fix this.
Charity looks to Caspian and the others and just asks, "You said the water was draining below, correct?"
It's been draining into into a crack in the bottom of the city. And it's just like, but some of it has been backing up and floating up. And when it floats up, we get this. And you see the corruption.
I've only done it once, but I was able to separate the corruption before, but I don't know if I could do it on this scale and this limited... Oh dear.
Unless there was a way to enhance it. Which there are ways to do that. Just
Right.
make it a bit louder. I don't know if it could be louder than this, but I mean, there's always a chance. We could try to boost your power a bit.
Good.
To be safe.
We took it upon ourselves to hire 2 guides for you. 2 mercenaries that are used to the landscape around here. If you needed to go spelunking into the underground to get closer to this.
As much as I do not wish to be closer, I fear that we're going to have to. If the dead are going underground, then the source of whatever this is likely there. Or they're eating... They found a food source down there. And if it's the corrupting magic, I don't want to consider the repercussions.
I mean, I fully agree with it. Caspian just walks up. He's just like, excellent. He's just like, before we go, and he's like, let me sign your pardon. And Caspian walks up, and he's just like, please sign on the dotted line here. And it's definitely elaborate scroll work. I'm thinking very Catholic church vibes.
Charity, before you sign anything, do you want me to double check it? I am also a lawyer.
You know bureaumancy.
Yes.
Charity does kind of shift it so that they could both look over it.
Absolutely. Yeah, roll me 2d20, Cash.
If I...
A doctor and a lawyer. Your college debt must be astounding.
If that was would have been a 13, it would have been really funny. But
roll 20 had me going there. I thought it was.
So yeah, Cash just is like, wait a minute. This guy, Caspian, it says he would have upon hidden in the fine print of this, it says that with a full pardon, you accept that your body becomes the property of Dr. Caspian upon your death.
Pardon me. My body?
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know how that wasn't for this contract. He just scratches it off. He's just like, no, it wasn't this one.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, ha.
It never is, isn't it?
Are
He's
you
like,
gonna
"Nope."
try the handshake now?
As he currently is just playing dumb because he's like, there's 2 other people here who probably are not going to be happy about what's going to happen, so he's just going to politely just be like, handshake, I don't know what you're talking about.
Dr. Caspian's just like, He's just like, don't worry, I fixed this one up for you to, and he like, now Charity, the pardon is just that. It's a full pardon. And
Now
no,
Charity will sigh.
and then
Besides,
Dr.
don't-
Cas, go ahead.
I was gonna say Charity still doesn't know it, but they're still owe something to the chest.
And just,
Because
like,
of Plumbob, actually.
it is because of Plumbob. And Caspian signs it, and like, if you didn't know he was a doctor before, his signature tells you he was.
Charity just kind of files it away. It's interesting that these people have doctors.
Oh,
Given-
actually, in the moment of already signing, that he's going to do the polite thing and give him a handshake. But not say anything outside of what that handshake is or means, because if he knows what it means, he's gonna know what it means.
Oh, he'll 100%. Yeah. Now, Cash, what is the secret doctor handshake? That this becomes canon. I love that. Whatever you're about to do, you have to picture both Nicholas, the 6-foot Rasputin dog man with mushrooms growing out of his ears, and you have to picture the malpractice, the cat that has a crush on Royce. Those both need to be in your mind because they know this handshake.
Or God, just any doctor, doesn't even matter if they've been mentioned. Oh shit, that means our doctors know it too.
All you doctors.
Oh wait, it means I know it.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. B knows it.
It's very simple, and don't worry, Foot. I'm taking your suggestion because it is pretty fucking funny. That they just, do a normal handshake, but at the end they just discreetly give each other the finger and put it in their pocket. That's
okay.
it.
I mean, that I'm not judging that. That's a good
blink
one.
And you miss it, kind of thing. Since doctors are, meant to be poised and pretty serious, except that.
I'm not saying that's not solid, but imagine if at the end of the handshake, there's just a moment of just diddle-diddle-diddle.
Yes, absolutely. It's done with the other hand, as they put the one that flipped each other off in their opposite pocket, and their free hand is the diddle-diddle-diddle.
It's just doctors diddling each other all night and day.
Let's fucking go. I'm sorry, Alan Cass is a married man. He can't be doing that. Holy shit.
I'm crying.
We're never getting to this game, guys. That's it.
Okay, I'm coming down.
Breathe.
I'm coming down. I promise.
Breathe. Let's go.
Alright. So yeah, Dr. Caspian's just like, okay. And he's just like, alright, fellas, I'm gonna stay here and I'm gonna guide them down to the cliffside. And these two bow and just and say, we appreciate your aid in this one. And we hope that you accept our apology for maybe judging you all too harshly.
Under the circumstances, I can't blame you. We did cause quite a stir on our last visit.
Before we head down, do you recommend us bring anything for this type of spelunking?
The mercenaries we hired have promised me they will have supplied the equipment that you would need.
Oh, okay.
Like anything for the climbing section, they promise that they are set for it. I do recommend weapons of some kind. Keep yourself safe. Don't consider them people.
Okay.
It's like at this point we understand it is just a husk of corrupted magic. And like pity might cost you your lives. Be careful.
Right. I suppose we're going spelunking. Not a sentence I thought I'd be saying today.
I'm thinking I might want to leave the boombox up here. For one, it's larger than normal things. It's not a jukebox, but it's still fairly large. And I don't like the idea of our most perfect reader right now being destroyed within a cave.
Yeah, absolutely. So
one day I'd like to work on
Go.
making these the size of Walkman. That's my goal.
Yeah, absolutely. That sounds like a great goal. I love cassette tapes so much. Because I feel like in this world the cassette tape isn't like the same color it is in the real world. I bet it is just iridescent like bismuth all the way through.
Ooh, I'm still gonna put stickers on it.
Oh yeah, and you can put tons of stickers on the outside.
There's at least one Team Squad, one really old Midnight Rush, one like scraped off. Some stickers.
Like
Oh,
not
yeah,
being able to get off
absolutely.
it correctly. Yeah.
There's just like there's just a cash as an oyster sticker.
God damn it.
But it's like the Marilyn Monroe pose.
I would
Yes.
have multiples of those on there, by the way.
Jellybean probably gave them to you to give out to people.
But I just took them all.
Dr. Caspian stays behind. He's just like, Dr. Cash, I presume. You
Yes.
have something for me?
He's gonna look at the other three and just nod. Yes, I've been handed a rather interesting parcel.
He's like, he claps his little hands together. He's like, yes.
He's just gonna take a few moments and then step his doctor satchel open and present the bag.
He go ahead.
No, Charity's just kind of like, shit. Doesn't like.
Cash, would you like me to hold on to the bag for you? With the parcel? Out of hand's reach?
Oh, he's just like, oh, absolutely. You all may hold on to that. Follow me, as he like leads you. Like, if you will follow him, he will lead you to his doctor's office.
I can feel the quotation marks around that.
Gonna say, what is a doctor's office to a society that doesn't need healing?
Birthing. Maybe they use doctors for birthing, like midwives or something.
Like, if you like this conversation going on behind him, he's just like, no. Like, I'm the less concerned with while you're alive kind of doctor.
So, doctor is more like a mortician, possibly?
Mm, I don't want to cure people. I want people to never get sick. I want people to never die.
So
And
just
I
slightly keeps the satchel bag just a little bit more closed after that. Mm-hmm.
And, yeah, around this room, I think you guys are going to see, Melinoë,
Mm-hmm.
you see a lot of familiar runes. Not the exact same, but if they were mathematical equations, it's close enough, you know?
Like from how she was created, basically.
Yeah, from the stuff you wear. Like,
I don't know if anyone could tell a robot is having a panic attack that's starting to form. Just very silently, is just slowly freaking out. Where did you come up with these?
he's just like, Dr. Myers is a smart guy, and we're dealing with a couple other people, and he's just like, they have incredible research. They're really out of the box thinkers. They're from the Folded City. Have you been? Like, I hear it's amazing.
No, but I will have to
No.
now.
Mm.
And does Dr. Caspian actually know what I am, or just knows that I specialize in things that are undead? What, like, I want to know if he knows what I am exactly. If that's makes sense.
Yeah. You give me a roll and I'll roll. We're not rolling against each other. We're just both
Yeah.
rolling to see if he knows.
Okay, so just 1d20.
He doesn't know just 1d20. You know what? I think he didn't know. Like, he would never have gotten it unless you walked in. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think
Coming in. Oh, go ahead.
it's like, while I'm asking that, I'm letting the hood come back a little bit further up so you can actually start seeing the skull parts of the face.
And like immediately he sees like the parts of his math problem that were missing.
Mm-hmm.
And like suddenly he knows how to do it. Like he immediately has like made the full connection. He's just like, yes, and he starts writing. It's just like, of course. And then he's like, set the bag here, as he like pulls what looks like, what if a mannequin was made of chitin? He puts one of that on the table. Like, he's just like telling you to put the bag, or the contents of the bag, as the head of this thing.
Charity is just kind of like watching this unfold. Do they sense anything else in this room? Like any other spirits or like dead?
Yes, there are. You can actually all just see a bunch of like reliquaries around. Like, there's some finger bones from multiple different species, but mostly these guys. And like the finger bones are moving, by the way. They're like trying to like.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, they're all undead. Like, all of those things, like. Yeah, you see a bunch of reliquaries that are also alive.
But do they have? Are they like? Can we tell if it's like, or if Charity and I can tell if it's like actual spirits or ghosts attached to them, or what's happening with the undead, with the dead that are being corrupted?
It's what's happening with the undead that are being corrupted.
Okay.
100%. But yeah, Seth, how does this chitin body resonate that it's been cleaned? Like, how do we know that this body's not corrupt magic? I feel like it has like a tone to it.
What Do we know what it was the sound of it being of the corruption around us? Is it just like a scratchy sound, like glass being scraped with a metal, like one of those metal pins that are normally used to engrave on? It's an engraver. Would it sound like glass being scratched by an engraver? That would be the corruption sound?
I think it could definitely be that, but like, what if we turned the tone down so it almost sounded like it's definitely the glass scraping, but very, very, very slow and low. It's like the ominous sound, you know what I mean? Like the backing track that is slowly creeping up.
All right, well, this being cleansed is like the sound of a finger going over a glass with a bit of water in it.
It's like when you when you play crystals. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yes.
Ah, beautiful. That's really nice.
Yo, you just watch Charity, like, you can see the anger, like, rising, and their eyes are starting to glow a bit brighter green. Are you completely mad? Do you understand what is happening in your city right now? And you are playing with spirits and bodies. Those things in there crave magic. They want magic. And you are in here committing blasphemy among your people. For what?
For science. It's like, I thought, it's like, I should have shaken more of your hands, shouldn't I have?
Science is for the betterment of the people, not for your own psychotic gains. What do you hope to accomplish? That corrupting magic down there is going to destroy the world. It is upsetting the natural order. There is a spirit that has been held against its will. It's not meant for this. That's not a ghost in there. That is not the dead. It is a spirit. It's different. And oh my god, I cannot right now.
Cash, can you roll me 2 20-siders?
Yes.
'19's real good for this one. Cash, looking around, you see, outside of the fact that he was missing that equation on some of his other papers, I feel like this game suddenly got really Resident Evil on us.
Oh god.
The music is not helping.
They have you see etchings like on some of the chitin, and then you start to see that chitin is kind of starting to try to move, and it is like it's like spells to like attract magic, and like you can see him like pulling in AP, like so like not like he's been experimenting on bodies of the zombies. Like you can see restraints and stuff all around the room now that you're like looking for them. That it's clear that he has pulled them up and carved runes into these creatures, but you do not see their bodies anymore.
So they're undead that have the runes in them, as I am assuming, to contain for study.
That he's cast some spells on them. Basically, he has been experimenting on the undead and then letting them free.
Still a little fucked up, but at least it's weirdly humane. Okay. He'd take a moment because, getting mild like secondhand embarrassment from Charity yelling at him before he speaks up. He's releasing them, it looks like, once he's done with them. This is only he's only using the dead that is, I'm assuming you're pulling them out of where they're coming from, or catching them before they get down there?
Oh, they've had to sneak them up one by one, and then a few experiments here, a little bit here, a little bit of more of a bonding here. Some of them, and he's like, he points out the fact that he has like, trackers on them, kind of thing. Like he has clipped numbers on them. It's just like their progress has been amazing. I'm like, look at the growth here, and he like pushes like back his doctor supplies and then pulls out a whole other desk that is just covered with really kind of gross science stuff. It's just like, see, this one has a sigil that pushes everything away. I learned that from studying one of you Lockstitch folks. It's like, you all have brought such fascinating magic to this world. Like, the sigil magic is fascinating. And then like he shows you that he has pictures of like Leo's sigils that you guys have seen him do, and also like some of the runic work that we've done in the past, and then like a bunch of other things from all other parts of the world that you don't recognize. So it's not just that he's studying you, he's studying everything.
Ooh.
He's just like, it's gonna be amazing. And it's like he once we learn how to fully do it with a corpse, there's of every possibility that we could do it with a living creature and increasing ourselves exponentially, like pulling the spirits into us, not just using them on the outside, using them on the inside.
The spirits are part of the natural order. They serve a purpose beyond what you can comprehend. It's a necessary part of the world. You can't just take them and use them like this. It's barbaric. It's well, look at what's happening below you.
Necessary evils. It's just, they're down there, they're good, they're contained. It's no problem.
Did you send them down there?
We let them go down there.
But they went down there hungering for magic, correct?
This is correct.
Nobody directed them down there. They just went down there. Am I understanding that?
Yeah, it's just like they walked around the town for a little bit, and like many of them went after some of our artifacts, but after a while they just seemed to have gotten bored and went down that way. Like they were drawn down there.
So I want to get this straight, because this is a lot of information in a short amount of time. And please tell me if I'm incorrect in any of this. You are taking corpses, putting the spirits of the natural order within these corpses, reanimating these corpses, and they are starving when they are reawakened for magic. And since they can't find what they're hungering for, they are wandering down below, finding whatever they're hungering for down there.
Well, when you say it that way, it seems silly.
When I arrived here last time, when did you start these experiments? And the corpses are waking up hungry for magic. I can hear them even now. You didn't cause that part, correct?
Absolutely not. My work was started years and years before this. Like before your silver thimble arrived here.
Okay, out of character. So so the two are separate incidents. Like he just started experimenting.
He is taking right. He's taking advantage of this, but he's always been a weirdo.
But we know the corruption is down below, correct?
The corruption is new.
Okay,
like that stuff is dangerous. that is why they called for your help. Like, the corruption had not made it this far, but like, it's like, yeah, he'll say it. Like, it's like they're starting to change. Like, beyond anything that I did. Like, that tar gets on them, the corruption. It begins to make them more powerful. They are able to draw in ridiculous amounts of power.
Is this corruption the same stuff that was in the goo ball that kind of destroyed the ship?
Got it.
Yeah, Charity doesn't know that, but Charity has encountered it and is studying it currently.
Mm.
Charity is so pissed off right now.
oh! If you think Charity is pissed, just Melinoë is just. Oh, she's just. It's the quiet anger. So So she's gonna ask. So what is the point of all of this? What is your end goal? Did you just prolong life for everyone?
I want to live forever.
I mean,
you live forever through your work. Granted, this is your work, so that doesn't fucking...
Okay, I'm gonna play devil's advocate for a second. The ends don't always justify the means, but to be able to create eternal life...
It's not
there was a way to...
Death is a part of life.
Worth it.
Does it have to be?
No one.
There was a better way to do it. This is not a good way to do it, but I can get behind the idea.
Really?
Nothing should live forever.
You don't think that at some point I want to rest? And as she's getting closer to Seth, like towering over him. Like, oh no,
towering.
They're about the same height. They're about the same height, right? They're 7 feet tall each, right?
Seth's 8. I'm 8 feet.
Oh,
not
okay.
The tentacles.
So sorry. I thought you were shorter, but she's like getting in his face, like, you don't think at some point I would like to rest? I haven't been able to in the past 700 years. It's not worth it.
But if it were a choice, one that was researched properly.
It should never be a choice. It is not how things should be. Death, like Charity said, death is a part of life. People just need to accept it.
It's part of the natural order, and I can tell you from experience in my world what happens when you mess with the natural order. My world nearly ended.
In many places, magic isn't the natural order. What?
Correct.
What do we have to say is the natural order of this world which we are not native to, while this individual is?
The corruption is a problem.
The
corrupting magic. These things are feeding on the corrupting magic, and I don't want to know how it's going to transform them.
But what if we got rid of the corruption?
Doesn't make taking spirits. It's going to start a cycle of horrible things. I saw the spirits when I was over in the Celestial Sea. I saw how they were part of the world. It was beautiful. They're all part of the song. I shudder to think what will happen if that ceases to be.
I can tell you what could probably happen. It's going to end up eating itself. And then all your work for immortality, eternal life, living forever, never dying, ye will not be yourself. Everything you work for will be for nothing because, and she's talking to Caspian, because at some point you just will forget who you are and just become a mindless thing. It is not worth it. Cash, can I have it?
Worry about what's at hand first. And worry about the corruption right now.
I just want to hold on to him. That's it.
Charity looks at Caspian. We're taking the head. We're going to release the spirit once we're safely out of this place. But first, we must go and see about this corruption and see if there's anything we can do to keep them from feeding on it. Otherwise, you're going to have a much larger issue to deal with. Perhaps worse than the guard that I had to take care of the last time I was here.
Caspian's just like, this has been a very confusing visit.
I'm just gonna say this out of character because it's tripping me the fuck out that this character is named Caspian. That's Cash's real name.
Oh shit.
It's like every time someone's like, "Oh, Caspian this, Caspian that," I'm like, "What did he do?"
Well, that'll learn you. It's confirmed. Dr. Caspian, creepy guy.
I mean, the other Dr. Caspian, also a creepy guy but different reasons. Sorry.
We've discovered a universal truth. Dr. Caspian, creepy guy.
Sorry, I forgot this character's name was Caspian. I was saying it, I'm like, what did Cash do? Wait a minute. But he's just been standing in the corner as they've all been arguing, since he really, pun intended, not pun intended, depending on how you see it, doesn't have a dog in this race at all, since this, again, he treats the living. As much as he appreciates and understands the dead, they really aren't something he worries about too terribly, if at all. When someone dies, you pay your respects and move on in his eyes. Not this whole immortality
That is how
thing.
Dr. Myers sees it. Dr. Myers sees it Dr. Myers sees it as, if you die, you are just so much more meat. Like, that is 100% how Dr. Myers is. Because we've seen him grave robbing. Like, he literally just walks up to bodies and just digs them up. He does not care. Like, he really just thinks it's just meat.
But yeah, he doesn't say anything. He's just listening to them all kind of like argue, and he feels a little bad for bringing on this situation, all things considered. But he just wordlessly will hand the bag to Melinoë for right now. But keep tabs on it in case it, all things considered.
Yeah, she's gonna
I think it's just vibing.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like in the bag, like, I don't know what y'all are screaming about, but goddamn, y'all seem like you're having a good time.
I think you guys like kind of feel more creative with like in the moment. Like I don't know how to reflect that, Like we said, this was a spirit of creativity locked in this head, so it's just like
creativity, ideas. Maybe
talk it could be just giving you silly ideas.
Maybe work with immortality with asking the spirits instead of just enslaving them. Just ask, like, hey. Maybe
it's neither the time nor the place.
We can have this discussion later.
Correct. We need to check the magic. It's very dangerous, to say the least.
Before she steps out.
Nope.
Oh wow.
Where'd you say those other two doctors were?
Oh, doctors?
Your friends.
Oh, Dr. Myers?
No, not Myers. The other two.
Caspian's friends.
I'm missing.
Yeah.
Oh, the other two, those two weren't doctors in the other room.
No.
Wait.
The ones who you're palling about with this research.
Oh, Dr. Myers has somebody. There's one from the Folded City.
Okay.
And he has been in contact with a Dr. Nicholas.
All right. Thank you. And she just leaves.
I'm gonna say that Dr. Septic is one of them. Because Septic is my favorite guy that we've seen from the Folded City so far. And we know that he's an alchemist. So I can actually show you what he looks like.
Okay, I'm gonna see this.
Oh god.
Sepsis?
Sepsis, that's right, sepsis.
I mean, he's doing some pretty shitty work anyway.
Here he is.
Oh, him.
What a distinguished gentleman, yes.
Yes, quite the gentleman, I see.
Yes.
He should get a boa. He would look so cool with a feathered boa.
This is just one of those moments Cash just is telling himself, I need to stop making friends.
I will say, Melody does make a point once they're out of the office. I know this isn't your fault. I'm sorry if you got caught in the crossfire.
It's fine at this point. I should be used to my shenanigans. This isn't terribly anything new. Just more direct and a lot of pain.
I'll hold off on making fun of you about the oyster costume later. It just walks off.
Makes mental note.
I think
Melinoë is walking home.
there is like a chain elevator situation. It's gonna definitely feel really unsafe. It's basically what if a swing set was an elevator, but also in the rain. Yeah. But you guys get all the way to the bottom, and you do see the 2 mercenaries that were hired. And standing at the edge of this giant, like, crack in the ground, and you see just dozens of, like, zombified things. We have Cactus Jack walks up to you guys.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
And he puts his hand out. You don't have to worry about thorns on his hand. Despite that. It's just like, you the Lockstitch crew that's sent out to help out?
Yes.
Unfortunately, yes.
It's just like, we got our work cut out for us down there. Not too long ago, something else like made a weird like banging sound, and they all started standing still and then shaking as one, like almost like cicadas down there. It's like,
oh boy.
And it's just like, and like you guys can still hear it. It's a really unsettling noise, and it's just like he nods his head over to his partner, and he's just like, "We've been calling it the Death Note."
Charity looks over at Seth. Is this part of the resonance, or like a corruption of it?
Resonance is different based on everything, but this sounds like a corrupted version of this place's resonance, yes.
Alright. And also, I'm glad it's the Death Note, not the Brown Note.
I tried so hard not to say anything about the Brown Note this whole fucking game.
Like, Cactus Jack's partner comes over, and he's just like, "Nice to meet you. I'm Cactus Jack Mage."
Mage?
So, looking down at them, are they just like still standing still? Like they're not reacting?
They're not looking up at you guys reacting, but they are just like, they're shaking. Like their wings are like clattering on their backs, making noise. And it just sounds like one long note. I'll be right back. I'm sorry, I'll be right back.
Okay.
If they're all shaking the same note, I wonder if it's all that hive mind now.
Don't see
Or
why.
they're hearing the call of the Ancient One, though Caspian said he felt it was more corrupted and it wasn't really their Ancient One. It's their god, who was essentially a necromancer, to put it very simply. Either way, it's not a good thing.
No, it's not.
No.
I guess wait for
Yeah, wait for Alan.
Alan to get back because I had another question.
Oh my god! I'm looking at Alan's thing now. It looks like he's about to go to the salon.
Nice.
He's getting his hair did.
Yes.
See if you do the lippy and the snapback. It definitely gives off a very interesting aura.
How come I don't have one with like super long eyelashes yet?
Uh,
Oh,
that
that's
to
cursed.
both.
Why not though?
And how come I don't have an emo one?
Emo hair, like brushed down across.
Wait, isn't
Yeah, I
there
want an emo
isn't there a card that already has that artwork?
Oh yeah, the new haircut, like one.
Thank you, Turk, for it. Oh,
So yeah, absolutely. Like you guys said, this is just like one consecutive corrupted resonance. Like the presence of that like pollution is corrupting the sound.
Is it like before where like they can see the corrupting magic in the water? Like or is it more
do any of you have the seeing magic abilities? Your recon visors, Charity, that we can have. You still have that can see it.
Okay, what does it look like?
I think it looks like a really really ominous song, like that you know something is coming, but like it just hasn't gotten there yet. It like that's what it makes you feel like. Like this is
just like a
we use harbinger, yeah.
Like a sense of foreboding. Like
foreboding is exactly it. Yeah, like knowing something's coming. Like it's harbinging. Like it's the harbinger of something else, but like not in the way that we use harbingers. Like it is just literally.
Charity will relay that back to them the best that they can. And I
think there's a very good chance Melinoë and Seth are getting headaches from it.
Oh, that's not good.
And they sense like
not debilitating, but like
yeah.
A source or a.
I wonder if it's been how long it's been since Melinoë's actually had a headache. Oh,
headache, or is it like definitely like a skull-splitting migraine?
Even if we change the resonance, the rain is still coming down. If we don't get rid of the rain, no matter what we change here, it's just gonna keep happening.
Yes and no. Just from like what we've discovered, like they were fine with the rain portion of it. What the worst part is happening is the corruption, just the presence of that corruption corrupting these guys down here, which is going up into the city. That dirge is being heard even on a subconscious level throughout the city, and that is making it corrupting even that magic. So solving both parts, like fixing both parts is a possibility, but they did not call you to fix the storm part. They called you to fix the corruption part.
Are the things like eating the corrupting magic or just eating like the magic that's down here? Well, they're not really doing anything, you said. They're just kind of...
Yeah, right now these ones are standing still.
And it does sound like cicadas, correct?
In this, they don't sound exactly like cicadas. They sound like one incredibly ominous piano note, like when all of those videos of a cat standing on the one note for too long. Like, so it doesn't even sound insectoid anymore. It's definitely musical.
I know that these creatures were not creatures when they were alive. They were sapient beings. But I really want to try something. I don't know if it'll work, but it would be, you know what? It's not going to hurt to try it. I have the ability Command Nature. And the highest version of it specifically states that I utter an empowered verse resonating with the intensified might of swarming creatures. These are technically swarming creatures.
I see where you're going, but
okay.
I'm like, these things are specifically not creatures. Is the point I'm trying to do?
Okay.
Because I don't want you guys to feel bad if you have to these are they are completely zombies. Like, I think you could learn some interesting information with the resonance of that and coming back, but these, even when they were alive, were not swarming creatures. They were just people.
Yeah, I knew that about when they were alive. I just was curious if that could be altered in some way, since we do have, maybe an undead person here. We can meld our abilities together.
Can
she's kind of like maybe
use commune with the dead to try to interrupt what's does that make sense? Try to like interrupt their commands that they're getting and block it off?
Okay, let's see.
Or at least try to get a sense from them of like a source they can go to. Like that the group can go to put a stop to it.
Okay, yeah, I think Seth and Charity, like, trying to try to connect with their resonance, both of you two working together, does actually make sense for that quite a bit. Basically finding the note to communicate. If not I don't think you guys can actually communicate so much as understand what they're saying. If that's a cool level for it.
Right, and like maybe just trying to trace a source. Does that
that is a good level if you guys think that is cool.
Yeah. And then I have another idea that goes along the goal that what you want to try to do, to see if there's an option we can try to have it. Is you said that I'm getting a headache, right? Just from hearing this resonance, correct?
Yeah. Not debilitating, not like migraine level, I don't think.
So but I want you guys to kind of try your way first to see what happens, and then we can see about my idea.
All right. Seth, what are you using for this, for your ability? Do you need something? Do you have a piece of equipment from the thimble that does this for you, or is it like a strictly magical thing?
It is a strictly magical ability.
Absolutely. Okay. And what's it look like? What does Seth use his horns or antlers to resonate, to feel the resonance? Is that it?
Yes, actually.
Okay, absolutely. Do they like your picture, do they glow a little bit more blue when it happens?
Yes, I do actually have to do a little rhyme. Not very good at rhyming, but I'm gonna try. Under Under the sky's pale glow, their whispers rise, undead melodies haunting the skies.
Absolutely. And like you pick it up and like it stops being just sound, and like instead of the scraping on the glass, we are hearing the ringing of the glass of on the the really nice sounding glass melodically. And Charity, you can hit me with no need to roll. You'll just commune with the dead. I'm perfectly good with this. They are all being commanded by one much larger presence down here. You can kind of I think you can basically wall hack these caves right now, and you see the outline of a very large isopod creature, and it is glowing so magically. Has anybody ever seen that scene in Overlord where the main character pulls off his ring and then somebody throws up when they cast detect magic on him? It's that. You see most certainly an undead creature of immense magical proportions down there.
Is this... I guess Charity would probably start thinking that this is their ancient one that they honor and revere, but it's been corrupted.
Yeah, I definitely think that you would have every reason to believe that. And you see these ones are playing this song to spreading it out. Inside there's a layer of a group that is just eating and focusing on eating. And then there's a layer that is focused on bringing the food back to the ancient one.
Well, good news is I know where the source is. Bad news is it's really, really, really big.
Like how big?
Are we talking whale big?
Or
Not the nice celestial whale, the other whales.
One second, let me. No, it is definitely smaller than the whales.
Okay. Just bigger than the normal isopod creatures that live in Plumbob.
Yeah. The Hulk version of them, not the 100-foot tall version of them.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's quite nearly that large, but it's bigger than what we see before us.
Oh.
I think it's also pulsating a little bit. I'm thinking, Starship Troopers, the brain bug.
That
kind of size.
At least it's not the god bug.
So we're going to need to go and destroy that, or I don't know if I would say you could kill it because it's technically not alive, but...
Or cleanse it.
Cleanse it, and then still rip it to shreds, and then burn it, and then make sure that stuff is then burned, and then cleanse that. I want to be thorough here.
I mean, cleanse the corruption so it'll be what it once was.
Right.
Yes.
Unfortunately, it was calling out to the dead before this. Well, wait. I guess we wouldn't know that yet, but... Is this what was calling out to the dead when they were here the first time, before the corrupting magic came?
It is the thing that... this body got possessed by that spirit.
Oh.
And it's getting stronger. Dr. Caspian did a really good job.
No. Oh wait, so like Caspian had a hand in.
Caspian, originally it was just the storm above the city. Then Caspian bound the storm spirit, the necromantic storm spirit, the river of Styx, a little bit of the river of Styx spirit, into this creature.
Is that what Charity's making the connection to? Like, able to see now that it's
100%. Charity can just see it. Like,
it's
recognizes. It's like, oh.
Charity can go. Yeah, Charity's like, it's a spirit. And you can just. She is like. They are like shaking with rage right now. We need to free that spirit and cleanse it. That'll stop the rain and it will stop what's happening down here. And then I suppose then we'll have to deal with the corrupting magic that's lingering behind.
It's like, yeah. And Cactus Jack and Cactus Jack Mage are just like, yeah, all right. Sounds like a plan. Do we sneak through? Do we shoot through? What's the plan here? As they start handing you guys ropes, and they've set up grappling hooks and everything, and really good sturdy locations.
I'm gonna vote for sneak through, but I'm gonna leave it up to the rest of you if you want to fight through this, or because
I would say, at least for myself, that it would be better to sneak through, all things considered.
yeah,
We don't know how easy it is to potentially take any of these down. It would probably also be best if we don't use any magic on them if we do have to engage.
right. Yeah, because Charity is not exactly. They really only have their standard issue company rapier, and then they are their magic. That's.
I mean, Seth is resonating with them pretty strongly right now, so as long as Seth can play Mother Goose basically and lead you all through, as Charity directs him where to go, because that's basically what you two just rolled for, right?
Still stand by. Probably no magic is probably the
Yeah.
best option. To make sure that they don't, freak out.
I'm gonna keep up the magic I have going then, because that will make this is keeping them calm and content. I'm trying to think of the correct word. It's just on the tip of my tongue. They're not attacking us when I do this, so if we can just not attack them, just calmly sneak by them, and I'll keep doing what I'm doing, so they'll stay over there and not being aggressive. Yeah, passive. Thank you. They're passive right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm glad you guys' previous successful roll carry through that. And as you guys get down here, I'm going to show you a couple things just real quick, because if we're not fighting through, we're perfectly good to just see these. You start to see the caves under the place, but it's got water, but not nearly as much as should be here, this creek, or it's more like a river. But it's rushing really fast, but the amount of rain that's coming in, it should be building up way more, except for it's just moving at a ridiculous speed. And then a little bit further, you see these things. There are roots growing out of the sides that are they're brass. At the same time, they look so natural. They are hinged and they have valves.
Is that similar to the mechanisms that Charity saw under the Celestial Sea?
A similar make for sure.
Interesting. I'm going to file that away for later. And
Realized I was muted. Sorry. I wasn't talking. You're fine. But what condition is the brass in for the trees? I mean, for the roots.
Pretty tarnished. I'm gonna say, like, I'll move us to another one, like, because I feel like this is more of a showing, like some of these pipes are like have been busted open by the creatures, by the little zombified creatures, and like these things are drinking out of them, kind of like hummingbird situation. But and like the easiest place to break open these pipes is where they are kind of getting eroded by corruption. You can see like the black mold around it, and then all the spots of black mold have a hole right in the center where these things have been drinking from.
I'm gonna take a small like flex sample off of it to just to study it later in a glass jar. You're gonna go there. You're gonna close that shut.
You beat me to it.
Charity is also gonna just kind of grab a sample as they go by.
How many? Wait. Hold on. How many samples do I need? I'll just get all the samples.
How many sciences?
I think
how many science?
Yeah.
Raise your hand if you're science. Please. I'm trying to stay concentrated, but I would also like.
I got you. Hold on. I got enough samples for me. I got enough samples for Charity. Do you want any samples, Cash?
Medically, I don't see what I could do with any of this information, so no, thank you.
Alright, I'm gonna get half amount of samples just in case.
Fair enough.
I think all four of you can definitely just well, not Cash, all three of you can roll, and like we can find different samples.
I'm at 13 again.
Writing down in my notes.
Boy.
The spooky
Roll for
samples.
different samples.
Spooky samples.
9 and 10.
All right, so Charity, you hear what it can only be described as a bell tone coming through these pipes. Like you feel it coming. Like, have you ever seen those videos where somebody like shoots plasma through a hose?
Yeah.
Like it's that.
To.
Like you feel it coming. What's that?
No, I haven't, but now I want to.
It's pretty funny. Like it starts up here, and like you can basically see it coming through the visor that you're like, if you're still wearing the visor,
Yeah.
like see it like highlighted, and then it like puffs out of one of the cracks as like steam, and you have just enough time to capture the steam in a jar or in like a container. And it's just like you have a jar of screams.
Oh dear.
Gonna carefully put that in their pack so it doesn't get damaged. That's gonna
And
go
for-
with the others.
It's just like let's not. I bet it would work like a grenade if you really wanted it to. An absolutely terrifying grenade.
Though it's got the opposite effect of wanting to study it and research it.
Jar of screams. Melinoë, your choice with a 9 is you can get this corruption, but one of these creatures is going to like lunge at you because like you basically stole its food. And like it's gonna attack you, and it's very likely about to like it would pop off. I'll give you 3 choices actually. The second choice is you can go, and before it gets a hold of you, you not only get the sample, but you get some of it unnoticed by you, but seen by the people watching, you get some of it on your hand.
Okay.
And the third choice is you back off and just watch this thing consume. And you would still get something from watching it consume.
I'm gonna go with option 2.
Alright. So the screen sees it, a little bit of this like corruption tar situation like on Melinoë's hand, and then like hexes its way into the joints of your hand.
So like the hand's just not functional anymore?
Oh no, you like the hand works fine. You don't even know it's there.
Oh, okay.
And go ahead. Sorry.
Okay, but we saw that, or
the players saw that. Like the chat would have seen that. Like if this was a show, it would be on camera.
Okay.
But
okay, that's okay. I was confused. Okay,
no, sorry.
the audience.
The audience. Sorry, the audience sees it. And Seth, okay. Your tough choice is you hear the inside these pipes is liquid music is the best way that I can describe it to you. But the second the pipes get the music gets towards the corruption, it becomes the most antithetical thing to like a good time. It's still music, but it is designed to crush you. You know, it's every breakup song right at like that's the emotion that you would feel. Now, it'll hurt it'll hurt your AP. I'm gonna hit you for 4 AP damage, but you can follow this back to its source in your head. Like you won't go there right now, but you will know where it is.
I absolutely will take that.
And like there's like just a full, for you it feels almost like an eternity of where you are hearing like every different, you are hearing 20 very specific playlists one after another. And all of the time in the background there's a sound of rolling dice. And then you feel like you are dead center of Tefrates. Like the corruption is coming from there. Not Tefrates, my bad. Tirloa. Sorry, I ruined a cool moment. But yeah, we're dead center of Tirloa.
I'm definitely going to share this information once I kind of focus myself, because I've already got a headache, and now I'm listening to every 90s boy band song about breakups.
What 90s boy band songs were about breakups?
I was gonna say,
oh
like,
my god, dude! I
No,
will write
really,
you a list.
they were more about like, you know.
Yeah, I thought it was more like. Wait,
I'm thinking
was I Want It
like,
That Way a breakup song?
No.
I Want It That Way doesn't have a meaning. It literally does not have a meaning.
Are you talking about every breakup song from a country singer? That's all they know that's all they know what to write about is just breaking up with someone?
Either breaking up with somebody, losing their gun, or their truck breaking, or their dog dying.
Yeah. Hutton's got one of them.
Reba McEntire had the best breakup songs of all time because somebody died in them. Like every fucking time, somebody died. Sorry, this is off topic.
Earl.
There's some pretty sad ones in Travis
to
Tritt too. There's some pretty sad Travis Tritt ones too. But
Fancy is a pretty depressing song when you think about it. By Reba McEntire.
Mm-hmm.
That's a pretty depressing song. It's a good song, but it's like if you Sit and think about it.
Fancy?
It's actually, yeah, it's kind of
Yeah,
depressing.
Fancy is really sad. I've got a tabletop character named after that song. All right, but anyway, sorry. Back to this. Like the corruption is from Tirloa. You guys have probably heard reports about these routes before. Like the crew has seen them. Some of you have seen them. But like these guys are feeding off of it, and they are getting corrupted from whatever spell that we know infects. We know that a giant spell infects Tirloa. Like the whole side has a massive spell put on it, and there was a protection spell keeping that corruption in. But due to some poor rolls, K evaporated some of the magic that was protecting it, so the corruption is spreading throughout the world. And now it has gotten into these roots, and the roots are spreading it further.
And now Charity knows, thanks to Seth, knows the location.
Exactly that.
Yeah, now they know Tirlua.
And you get a jar of screams.
Yeah.
Effectively, just a very loud grenade.
So there's like one, like, yeah, we'll see. Like, this is the kind of size of these pipes that we're dealing with. Like, you guys are much, much smaller than this, though. Let me shrink you down.
So is like, are we also going, the direction that we're going is also the same direction the water is going?
Yeah, the direction you're going is the same direction that the water is going.
Okay.
But I think if we picture this one as just like corruption out of this pipe is the straight what's pouring into it, and the water from this point on is getting super murky, and it's just like, it's really gross. It's lobster sauce. Like, it's like the bottom of a garbage bag liquid. And I think it stinks, and I think it feels bad. I think it sounds bad.
And Charity just openly laments that they can't do anything about this right now. That this is part of why they're starting to study this.
Does anybody want to at least want something to help with the smell? I have something on hand for that.
Just handing out medicine. It's just like, here's some
Peppermint oil.
Yeah,
Peppermint oil or Vaseline, because every doctor should have that on them, and if they don't, God help them.
Yep. Look up the swamps of Dagobah.
That's exactly what I'm also thinking of. Seth.
Peppermint oil. That's why. I still don't know if that story is true or not, but oh my god.
Apparently, that story is real. That is 100% a real story.
Oh god. Okay. I mean, I believe it because. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
No, you're fine. Charity, you know, right up ahead. It's like just around this riverbend situation. Like, that massive creature is there, and you've been seeing the zombie things all over the place. But as long as Seth's keeping the fucking resonance in check, they are not attacking.
Have we seen any of the corpses that Dr. Caspian had inscribed runes on at all yet?
I bet you have.
Because it can't be all of them. Cannot be his creations, right?
No.
Yeah, absolutely. I bet you guys have. Let me move us back to this one real quick.
I mean, if that's the case, Cash would be taking a tally of how many they actually see. So you'd be writing that down.
Yeah, Cash and Melinoë, absolutely. Roll me 220. 220 sided apiece, and we'll take the higher for both of you. 18 for cash. Very cool. You got the period instead of the slash that time?
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Are you on the... if you're on a computer, you can like just click the die over in the corner and over on the left side.
I'm stubborn.
And
I
just
like
click.
to type.
Okay. Oh yeah, if you like it, I'm just...
Nice.
Absolutely.
Double
Double
17.
17. Nice. All right.
Nice.
Just successes all around. All right. So Cash, I think what you start to notice, and this is going to play off your legendary. You, the same way that when Melinoë showed Caspian his head and her head, like he learned the rest of his equation. You learn just by studying these guys' shell how to kind of do it yourself. Like you can prescribe a spirit temporarily into an animated object. It's just like it'd be like quick, and it wouldn't be like you would be able to learn how to do it by basically asking it and trading some of your AP. You're not enslaving it, you're trading your AP for it to do it.
Oh god, that reminds me of this is out of game. We'll talk out of game. Yeah, but this is a cool concept.
We need to talk out after the game too.
And then Melinoë, like you studying the backs of them, like I think you might you can possess more things now.
Oh no.
I think Melinoë's learned how to possess corpses.
Oh.
Oh no. What do you mean by corpses? Just corpses, just in general or multiple?
I think one at a time.
Okay, good.
And, yeah, I think we're a one at a time situation.
Okay.
These pipes brought sonory here, and that's weird to me because that wasn't gonna. But rolling a 13 as you set foot in this town, as Charity sets foot in this town, definitely sets a tone, if you will.
And then another 13 just to... Oh, great.
So yeah, and as you guys like go down the murky water, like that's what you see. Absolutely massive.
Oh, I don't like the eyes.
The eyes, yeah.
Like corrupted, mutated, almost like I'm just gonna like, I don't think it goes far enough for it, but I want to say Bayonetta Angels or Devil May Cry 4. Like Angels. I don't know if you guys know exactly what I'm talking about, but that vibe. Like its thick shell looks almost ceramic. Like it does have a massive golden crown that is also just itself growing out. You can see tight on its fingers are the jewelry the body was buried with, like cut into itself, like its bangles and everything, but it still has them all on.
And you said that Caspian has sealed the spirit of that storm into this body, correct?
Yes. The spirit of their, like, ancient god is in this thing.
Can they, while they're kind of hopefully observing from kind of like a little bit of a safe distance, can Charity see, like, any kind of, like, runes or anything that Caspian would have used to bind
Oh yeah, give me a
Yes,
20-sided.
Okay. Oh,
I think you do. I don't think a 1 means you do. You don't.
oh.
I gotten today. How many?
It was bound
I
to
can't remember
happen.
how many
I
ones.
succeeded on all my other rolls. It was bound to happen.
And it's just like you see the runes carved into him, like this creature, like, and they're all over, and he has filled some of the holes, like he has like inlaid them with silver all across it, and like you see just so much like extra magic on it, and it is pulling the magic from the air. And as you are staring, the pipe right above him has like the black mold situation like creeping out, and you guys can all hear it groan as it just explodes above him, just pours pure black sludge all over this creature. And instead of like getting him dirty, it's all just climbing inside of the body, like it's getting like pulled into it.
Well, fuck.
Boy, I sure wish Karam were here right now.
For once, I'm going to agree with you on that one, Seth.
Yeah, I definitely don't think it's happy. I think it's very, very unhappy. Or it's very, very hungry and you all look like delicacies.
I mean, a smile doesn't mean you have to be happy. A smile can mean a number of things.
Yep. Oh. This just got a lot more difficult, I'm afraid.
Is there still a way? Okay, are there any of the? I'm going to use the word minions. Are there any of the minions in here as well, or is it just the big guy?
I think it's just this guy. I think you might see like near him like chomped off bodies of the little ones, and like hollow halves that just kind of drank the magic out of them. We're going with a bloodborne boss at this point.
Well,
I'm gonna
that's kinda what he looks like.
guys.
Yep.
I'm gonna. You want to imagine somebody like me trying to fat roll?
Just tuck and roll, Seth. Tuck it all in and roll.
The only board game I've played is Elden Ring, and I just fat rolling in the game's horrible. Just going. That's the tentacle sound. Anyway, all right. How many entrances and exits are to this room?
Probably just the tunnel keeps going. So like there's one right behind you and one ahead of you.
I don't.
But we're not 100% sure where the one ahead of you goes.
I don't want the little guys to come in and to attack us, but I'm gonna need to help fight.
Okay.
How tall is the ceiling above him?
I would say it's twice again his height, like this main place. Like he can fit through all of these tunnels if he gets down on all of its limbs, and like and also it's an isopod, so it can curl up in a ball and kind of like Aragon chase you.
This is a very specific question for a very specific thing I would like to potentially do if there is an answer to it. Do we know this creature's name? Like, what is it?
Well, we know it's the spirit of the storm is trapped inside the body of...
It's, I think it sticks. It is It is a spirit of the river Styx. Like,
Okay.
trapped into a weird storm that is just a bunch of magic that got mixed up during the heist.
So if one
I didn't do
wanted
that.
to do Trapped in the Margin, it would be Styx is what would be the name for it itself and not the physical body, is what I'm getting.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Okay. Then he will pull out his journal and his strange quill and write Styx and cast Trapped in the Margin to keep this thing from moving at all. At least as best as he can.
Yeah, give me a 20-sider.
No, I didn't mean to hit 2, I'm sorry. I've been hitting them and my hand went boop.
Okay, you can roll another one.
There we go.
13's real fun, though.
Let's go.
Okay, what did you write in the book for Trapped in the Margin that you said is happening to him? What got him stuck? Was it the roots came up and tangled him?
Yeah, I was thinking
Did he trip and
that.
fall, or yeah, go ahead.
I was thinking that what it did is that it pulled, since he's got he pulled 2 of his arms down and under him, and then once he's on the ground, pulled the rest of him down and is holding him in place. More than likely the front ones, since those look to be the ones that possibly could do far more damage than the bottom.
So yeah, what comes out of the what climbs out of the pipes is like a black inky sludge. Instead of the roots moving, it's almost like the sludge, I'm thinking Play-Doh texture, is like creeping out of it, like viscous, like Hexus, and you are like that is grabbing a hold, and like at the last second before it reaches out, it goes from like a nondescript tentacle to like hands, like skeletal hands grabbing and yanking it down, and like each one of its hands is like being pinned down with this sludge that is just like, it is corrupt magic that you are telling what to do right now.
Oh dear. Neat, but oh dear. Well, that should hold it for now. What else we got?
I think the idea of holding it is such a good idea, but I don't really know how to do that, or do I? I really, really will it to be still, and I really want that thing held down so we can attack it. So I'm gonna use an ability that I'm not entirely sure I have in character, but I like the idea of chaining it down. Let me know if it's okay to
Roll
do.
me a 20-sider.
Really gotta keep him in place.
Ooh,
With
I
a
saw it rolling that
14,
4.
the magic around Seth, like, it kind of calls to you, Seth, like the grossness of it, like, I think the hands that are holding the onto they're holding onto sticks, like begin, and like we're looking for chains, right, Seth?
Yes.
Alright.
I think
They
at this
get,
point they would be
like,
kind of slimy chains.
absolutely, like coming out of what is ostensibly the arms, like on this like corrupted goo, are just chains springing out of the insides of them, and there's like, it's visceral, even though it's all just one color, even though it's all just like just the black tarry grossness, but it's textured, and it's like all of you are feeling just like really odd as like these chains lash into this spirit, this corrupted spirit, but still somehow majestic, is getting like chained down and like pulled. And it's hellish looking, let me be clear. But like these chains are like grinding deeper into it, and you're breaking its arms. And like the ceramic shell that it had going on, you all are hearing crack.
I have an idea, but I know it's Melinoë's turn, so I will.
I wanted to see, because obviously, like when it came to the runes that Caspian had, like it was like it's a formula that I recognize and what it does, but it's not the exact same that made myself. With all the carvings and all the runes on sticks, does it look like they're so interlaced that if you attack, like, the weakest one, it would cause the rest of the runes just to kind of fail? If that makes sense?
Yeah, I think I understand, like a domino effect.
Yeah, like you just break that one chink and then it just falls off.
Okay, like if these runes were electronic circuitry, you like take out one of the...
And you break the circuit. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Give me a roll to see. I think this is true. I think that is true. What is your plan to break that circuit?
Well, and it's so they're etched in with silver, and they're probably really well dug in there, right? Well, with the ceramic shell breaking, I still have a grappling hook. I can get it into a certain graving where it can kind of hook under it and just yank it out as hard as I can.
Okay, so you were just like climbing on up there.
Yeah, let's go.
All right.
I mean, it's well restrained. I don't see why not.
Oh, real fast, Alan. There's a bonus to magic and bonus on rolls for magic and for confidence.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like yeah, I let like that. Yours was like the 13. I just needed to let rock because 13 here.
Yeah. I was told to tell you, so I told you.
Oh yeah, Nika put it down in the roll 20.
And I figured the descriptions you were giving already kind of really fit the numbers regardless.
Yeah, I just like... I feel like we're all getting there. We're all right there for this one. We all catch the vibe.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So Charity, Melinoë is climbing up it. Cash and Seth have this thing locked down. And like, to be clear, it does... You are trying to help this thing. Absolutely. This is a corrupt spirit. We are trying to like cleanse it. The way that it's being held down does strike people, everybody in here, as a little bit brutal. Like, an unexpected level of brutality.
So Melinoë is going to try to free the spirit by the runes, correct?
Yeah,
that's what you're going for, right?
I'm trying to weaken it so we can at least it's easier to break it out and cleanse it.
Okay, well, talking about cleansing it, had an idea. I just had a question about the corrupting magic. It just counts as another type of magic for Charity, right? Talking about like
absolutely.
How they've learned how to use their wither to using themselves as a channel.
Yeah, I follow that logic 100%.
Charity is going to try to extract the corrupting magic using themselves as a channel to kind of help maybe try to calm it while Melinoë is trying to undo Caspian's spell. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
100% makes sense. Like, yeah.
So Charity
Let's get a 20-sider from both of you.
Yeah, Charity is taking off their gloves and they're like, every time I come to Plumbob. And is walking up to try to get a hand on a good handhold. So if this goes bad.
Here we go.
And they're going to try to draw the corrupting magic into themselves.
Yes!
Oh,
Mhm,
and
mhm,
I rolled
mhm,
an 8.
mhm, mhm.
Oh god.
Oh no! Oh no!
It was on that 11 for far too
You should-
long.
Oh no!
Yes.
It's like, oh god!
Okay.
I rolled an 8. Oh,
Okay. Here's your tough choice for you, Charity. You can pull this creature out, like, but you start to realize
What?
that its corruption
Oh,
is
that's a bingo.
too. Okay.
No, this-
Alright, so the next one will be 20. And which interesting to know. So we know that the next roll is a 20. Oh, it's a reap and sow specifically.
Oh.
Alright, so
Something bad happens
the
to me.
next
It's
roll
fine.
will be a reap and sow. So here's your tough choice, Charity. You are pulling the spirit out and you feel it. There's a moment where it is too
Well,
weak.
I was trying
Its
to pull the corruption out, not the spirit.
Yeah, that's as you're pulling the corruption out.
Oh,
like,
okay.
You realize that too much of the spirit is attached to the corruption. You can pull it out and just destroy it. You'll save the town from this thing. You can start
Oh.
stopping the spread of corruption, but this spirit is gone, banished
no.
forever. Alternatively, you can find, like, in a moment of panic, you find the perfect vessel for it that already has the equation, like, right on them. You can pull it. You can put it in Melinoë.
Do
God
it, do
damn
it,
it.
do it, do it! I'm all for chaos these
I'm
days.
sorry. I'm having flashbacks to when Charity accidentally powered up B+. God damn it, they don't want to hurt the spirit. Oh, they don't want to destroy the spirit because it is.
I mean, I guess in an
But you thought
unfortunate
Elsie was
fucked
okay to
way,
die.
it's definitely more humane to do it to put it in Melinoë.
Yeah.
We'll just turn Melinoë into a phylactery. That's all.
She already is one.
Yeah. Melinoë.
And I got the perfect sound effect that I can pull up to play in here if I can get it to work. That would be perfect for when this happens.
Is there enough time for Charity to be like, Melinoë? I can either use you,
Yeah, I think there's enough time.
or I have to destroy the spirit.
Do what you have to, what you think is best. It's fine. As I'm like starting to pull on this silver road, like just obviously putting all the strength into it.
Charity tries not to think about what happened with B+, and they send the spirit into Melinoë. Just
Yeah, you put the spirit into Melinoë and you cast the rest of the like, you are able to hold the corruption and start pooling it. You guys right now can hold Charity can hold the corruption in the pipe still. And you guys just see all around you corpses of the isopods, which is what they were to begin with. But they are unmoving, uninhabited by spirits. They are just back to what they were before. But like, the tunnels are still full of corruption. I don't know if you guys are the team to like patch this up, or if you guys would like fill a report and tell people not to come down here.
well, it's such a massive scale. There's no way Charity could just like instantly cleanse it. Like,
Yeah,
And
it would
the
take
only
like
other
so
way I
much
can-
work.
The
Yeah,
only
and
other
they
way
don't-
I could help with that too is shadow eating. Oh, bad.
Yeah, I
See
mean,
what happens to midnight. Bad.
it's like eating a bunch of corrupted magic might not go great, but I'm down for it. But yeah, I think Melinoë has just like
I want you to tell me what is going on right now in my body.
I think two things happened. First, like squirting out of the joint in your hand is that little bit of corruption. Like you just basically like it fires out of you. Like the second you take on the other one. So you've basically cleaned yourself. Like cleansed yourself. Second, I don't think it is so much a sentient being. I think it is a drive to help people get where they belong, or specifically ghosts. Like you have a little bit of the river of Styx in you, so you can see when people are supposed to die.
I become the angel of death.
Or maybe not supposed to die.
I know.
Supposed to. I don't think anybody's supposed to die when they die. Fuck it. Like, I think when spirits of death are nearby somebody, I think Melinoë can tell. Like, and you can change it. Absolutely. You can just basically move their bodies. That's a really cool thing for doctors to know. It's like, if I do this, they will die, but if I do this, they won't. I think Melinoë really has a good grasp on what will and will not kill somebody.
Like she'll be like treating somebody and about to put in like a needle, and then immediately 0 pulls needle back. Fine.
She can literally just see like how much longer their life expectancy is if like she has just an inch away. It's just like, if I do it like this, they won't get any infection, but if I do it like this, they'll get an infection and die like 5 years earlier.
That's one hell of a way to like figure shit out.
Oh, all the way in the chat. I have to imagine this isn't good for my ancient ass phylactery, though. Just taking in a huge ass spirit like that.
Nice. I think it's just like, yeah, you guys can handle it. Cactus Jack and Cactus Jack Mage are just like, we really didn't do much today. Still get paid though.
Hey, you got us down here safely. That's important.
It was quite a show.
Yeah.
Just like, yeah, you know what? I'll take it. And did you see the size of those fucking weird, like, those corrupted hands? They were sick.
And Charity is just sitting there. It's like, and I am going to have a word with Caspian and Vincent and whoever else is in charge up there, because they deserve to know what he's been up to.
Ooh, I want to come along for that. I want to see that go down.
Oh wait, do we still have the head?
We do. I still have it. I still.
Oh,
have
absolutely. It's
me.
just chilling.
And we're going to take care of that after we get out of here. Going to let that spirit go back to being a spirit of creativity.
Alright, 1 second. Let me get the right map.
For all intents and purposes, if for whatever reason Dr. Myers asks you what happened, please lie to him.
Of course.
Thank you.
I don't even know who that is.
Like that.
That's good for you, Charity.
Like that doctor deserves my honesty.
Like I said, just lie to him, but don't be too mean about it.
We can't really question the head, could we?
What's that?
We can't really question the head, could we?
I mean,
the spirit doesn't know too much. Like its context is kind of like going to be bizarre. It knows who Dr. Myers is. It knows that it has been put on multiple different bodies, and it didn't work out.
And it definitely wants to be freed and not have a corporeal form. That's correct. Question mark.
Yeah, it doesn't want to be in this.
Okay.
Does it want to be in anything else, or just not in the head?
I think it wants to just be itself.
Fair enough.
Does it know how Dr. Myers like can it tell us like how Dr. Myers like either like attracted the spirit to it so he could start putting in different things, like if he lured it in or something?
I was pulled in by a creative idea. And it was a powerfully creative idea. Like, the idea of, like, this version of immortality, this version of undeath was a creative thing.
You were just doing your job then.
My token still is carrying the head open.
Oh, she's still carrying it.
It was making me giggle every time I look over to Cash and there's just a bag.
We were talking to it again.
Well, dear spirit, I apologize for my friend. Friend is a very strong word in this case, but I apologize for his actions.
When they come
He
back up,
talked about you a lot.
I know.
oh, sorry. When they come back up, the ringing and all the coffins is stopped, right?
It's completely stopped. The rain has stopped. Like, the clouds are beginning to clear away back above Plumbob. Like, the whole place, it has its vibe again. Like, when you showed up, like, it is a weird place, but they are going to go down and collect their bodies, and they are going to put them back in their graves.
So when they get back up, Charity is basically going to tell them everything that Caspian had done and explain that the rain was because of Caspian's actions.
They look at you and they nod. It's just like, that would make sense. The moment you were gone, he fled the city.
Oh, a pity. I was going to render him unto your judgment. I wonder where he might have fled to. Perhaps among his other doctor friends.
I want to go to. If he's fled, I want to see his lab and see what he left behind.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, go over there real quick. Wee.
I want to take copies of his notes.
That's okay. If he has notes, I'm gonna take them with me. You can. Why do you want?
We just take things.
No, I was gonna.
I was just like, right behind you is literally Vincent being like, excuse me.
Oh, apologies. Don't feel like I've had bad experiences with stuff like this, so I hope you understand why I'm like, yeah. Sorry.
He was practicing blasphemous. Blasphemous arts.
It's just like, it's like with his obviously questionable, blasphemous tools, we will be studying these of ourselves. Please allow us to handle this. If we need more help in the future, we will call upon you.
Okay, so they're definitely not letting us take the stuff, but are they letting us make copies of them?
May we please have copies?
They are. They want to push you out of the room right now. It's just like they do not want the information that somebody in Plumbob was doing this.
What if we write a contract that none of them say anything?
Wait, is my thing working? It is. Can Shadow do me a huge solid and snag a paper just on the way out?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Roll me a 20-sider. This is not whether or not you get seen or anything. This is the quality of the note that you steal on your way out.
I mean, even if the handwriting.
So, never mind.
Oh dear.
Charity is.
Do you want to reap and sow it?
I mean, I don't know, because the thing is that even with poor handwriting, he can still read it. Poor quality or poor handwriting. Oh, that's tempting. I kind of just want to say fuck it and do it anyway. Fuck it, we ball, right?
Do it.
Do it.
Godspeed.
Oh no, it's not an 11 though. It's a 1 and a 20.
Oh.
We already know that you reach out and steal, like, you steal the meeting place. Okay, you know exactly where this guy went. 100%. You get the information you were looking for. He went to the Folded City. And you find in the stack of correspondence between him and Dr. Myers basically the diagram for your scalpel quill.
Interesting.
And it's just like, and then as you flip the pages, you go to get to the last page, and it is an It is a correspondence between Sepsis and Caspian that explain that they believe they have found new ways of doctoring. And like, have you ever heard of medical diagnostics?
Everything else that he snatched, because I would hope, hopefully, and you could tell me if my assumption's incorrect, he did snag some other information, but anything that has to do with the Folded City and the diagnostics and the correspondence, he just pockets and puts in his journal and puts in his jacket. Doesn't say a word.
All right, yeah, absolutely.
Nobody else saw that he had it. He just grabbed it, read it, snapped his journal closed, and that's the last of it.
And yeah, like you guys, like people are coming out of their homes again. Like finally the rain is stopping. We are seeing the desert sun. And it's drying quick. I'm sorry, go ahead, Charity.
And Charity, as a parting word to Vincent, is like, I will allow you this, but please, I beg of you, do not continue his work. You saw what happened. It'll be far, far worse. And also, I would be very careful about letting anyone go down below into the caverns until, well, we can assist you with cleaning it up once we learn more about the nature of the corrupting magic and where it's coming from.
It's like, understood. We will keep the tunnels clean and we will call you if anything else goes bad. And then it's just like, we will stay in contact with the silver thimble. We won't let it get to a breaking point before we ask for aid. Thank you again.
Right. We are currently researching this corruption, and, well, we will pass along any information we can that will be helpful in cleaning it up to you.
He nods, just like, and we will pass on anything our priesthood discovers. Like, if any of the fathers learn anything, we will pass it on.
Thank you. I do appreciate that. And
Thank you.
They're going to be studying it in a completely different way than you all, by the way. Well, maybe not completely different. Maybe a similar way to Seth.
More on a resonance fundamental level than, everything else.
Yeah.
Resonance religious.
Oh boy.
Not in the other way.
I think that's why the Mayora's head works, because they're already creatures that resonate. Like they have the horns that resonate. That's depressing.
Poor guy.
I don't know if it'd be allowed, but I'd like to try to keep. No, because they said they don't want to share the information.
Nope.
I mean, don't worry, to a degree, we do have some information.
Yep. Thank you again for letting us help.
Thank you for helping. It's like, hopefully we can... Go ahead.
Oh, Cash doesn't say anything, he just gives a polite bow.
And like all around the room, you guys see that the reliquary that was around, like the finger bones and stuff, have stopped moving, and they are just sitting in their jars, being the weird, beautiful artifacts that they are for them. Like, they are well treated, they are bejeweled, they are respected, resplendent even, but a little weird. But who are we?
And so before they leave, Melinoë goes, random question, do you have any, like, concept sketches for how you gild your reliquaries? Just for curiosity's sake?
Absolutely. We have the gilder. And like he like leads you across town. And you see like some of them, like the bodies being stacked up as they like, as I think it's Cactus Jack and Cactus Jack Mage, like hooking body corpses onto hooks and like pulling them up with a pulley system from the bottom. And this guy is just like looking at him and just like, "Oof, what is broken off?" Like cleaning out any piece that starts falling off. He adds to a pile, like very organized piles.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, you can. This guy can attach vibes to body parts.
mainly just kind of going like, could I commission you for just concepts on how to gild on what you would gild on a human skull? Just some drawings.
And he's like, absolutely. We'll have you people talk to my people. I've got a bit of a backlog going on right now, but I'll get right to it. As he like points to like the bodies.
Understand? Listen, this is just going to be a side project for whenever you have free time.
And he like tips his. I think he does have like a He does like have a hat, like a. I'm really picturing this blacksmith, this body blacksmith wears like a beanie. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I mean, why not? Beanies are comfy.
Alright. And after that, it's like, okay. Talks to the rest of the party. Right, let's find a nice, quiet, peaceful place to let this spirit go.
Of course.
As a spirit of creativity, don't you think they probably want something a bit more exciting?
You'll be surprised where you can find inspiration and creativity from.
I'm not gonna lie, I would really like to release them around the silver thimble, but I don't know if that's safe. We could really.
I think the sooner they
spirit.
Yeah. I think the sooner the spirit's released, the better.
It wants out. Like, we established that right at the beginning. Like, Charity said, as soon as we leave town, we'll do it. So
yeah, find a nice, pretty plateau that looks over the land, I guess, in the desert.
Yep.
One day we'll have teleporting magic. One of these days.
Before they let it go, Cash just holds it for a moment. I'm sorry, you were in a bag.
it's just like, it's all right. You hear a lot in that bag. I didn't normally hear a lot, except for Dr. Myers going on about you, and he's just like, he's a weird guy.
Yeah.
And you guys like can look out over the from like a dune, like a big dune situation, like looking out across the desert into the sunset, which still sets to the west, I think, because that's just like the best like look going on.
Mm-hmm.
And the spirit of creativity just like, all right, how do I get out of here? And you guys just instinctually, Charity, you just know, like Charity, Melinoë, even Cash medically, and Seth, like all of you can know how to like let this thing go. And I think as it... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just basically just like rubbing off some of the runes, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like as it goes out, the spirit of creativity does have like... you guys can see it for a moment outside of the skull. Charity, as long as you're wearing your recon glasses, you can keep seeing it as it goes. Melinoë can probably see it just fine. I think Cash, I don't think you see it for much longer. You can have a sense of it, and Seth, I think you have like a sense of it, like musically, like you can hear it going, and it looks like just sheet music going down as it goes away. Like it's basically like humming a little song, and as it keeps going and it keeps going, and just before the sun sets, and you see like the silhouette of a large like ship, like that must have crashed out here like hundreds of years ago, before, like back when this was an ocean. Like it goes, you can just barely make out the spirit right over that boat, and then you hear what sounds like the strumming of a stringed instrument to the song, and then the sun sets, and I think that's where the episode ends.
Now the question is, what do we do with the head?
Suggest.
Oh yeah, now you're just holding a.
No,
I think the credits come up real quick, and then all of a sudden snaps back. What do we do with the head?
Yeah, I mean, I actually had a thought on that. Is that we could just send it back to where it belongs, back to its people, since
Yeah, I was like, but with a good explanation, so they don't just get like a head in the box delivered to them.
I would think instead of it just being sent by just like snail mail or air mail,
Oh
that
my
it's
God.
literally just delivered.
That's the next scene. It goes. It's like really beautiful, like
Music,
you hear
like
the song on some strange stringed instrument way in the distance as the spirit of creativity you let go that you helped out like makes his like escape, and then it goes, credits start rolling. We saw it's like, thank you for, and then all of a sudden it cuts back. What do we do with the head? And then it immediately cuts back to the credits rolling again. And then after another like 5 minutes, it's just like slow fade in as like Willoughby's opening a box.
No.
I mean, we probably should send it back, but
I want it to be known that it was lost in translation on how it was sent back. So we tell someone's like, we need to send this back, with this note and this very delicately. It needs to go to certain people, and then that just got lost.
That's like the most tragic thing.
Like it's like the letter that's left for that had this long note, but part of it got smudged out. It said "sorry, LOL."
It's like, if there's one thing that we've learned, it's Cash has terrible communication skills over the communicators.
Yeah, that's accurate. Yes. So who let the man make the call? This is on all of us. Who let the man with poor communication say something over the fucking comms?
You know what? I'll say that I did it because I let you do it. I was supposed to watch you, but then I got too distracted by the new spirit in my body going like, oh wow, this really feels strange, and not paying attention. Like you
was 100% left unsupervised. The adult was not there. If Shadow's staring at casually, he's making that call, and after the call's over, he's gonna stare at him like, what?
I just imagine.
I absolutely love the last time they called you, was just like, Talali got bit by a strange monster. How do we cure this poison? You do this. Talali became a strange monster.
Wait a minute, that wasn't his fault. That was the fact that the connection was bad.
Was it? Was it the connection?
Or
does Cash not in fact know how to use a radio?
Or he's one of those that doesn't know how to not say too many words and like say it for the layman.
Uses too
I'm
much
getting my boombox
jargon.
back.
Alright, everybody. That game was a lot of fun. Real quick recap, I suppose? Yeah, definitely need a recap for this one. So we came to Plumbob because they asked for help. They asked for help because a massive surge in magic happened a couple of days ago, and it's making the nearby area more dangerous. Like, we have found out that the corruption from Tier Loa has spread out to a decent amount, which is becoming dangerous. And we went to Plumbob, learned that the doctors have a secret handshake that goes which I love.
Sorry, how's it go again?
It goes
it's a normal handshake, and then it ends, and they flip each other off. But with the other hand, they go.
Yeah, you know, just like that.
Every doctor knows this now. So
all doctors do it, and it is a sign of respect, and it is solemn.
And it has been going on for generations.
It is known as the solemn diddle.
Oh my god.
How dare you?
God damn it.
Okay. The serious hanky-panky. Anyway, so we showed up here. There's a doctor named Dr. Caspian that is clearly working with Dr. Myers, and Dr. Myers and Dr. Caspian are learning how to put spirits in the corpses of living beings, because you can get them to do cool things. You can get them to use magic. You can get them. They have theories that once you learn how to infuse the dead, you can learn how to infuse the living, and they want to infuse themselves with spirits. And Caspian wants to live forever. I don't know if that is Dr. Myers. I think Dr. Myers is more curious. He wants to build the perfect being, not become the perfect being. But he got threatened by you all, literally to his face, and realized that if you guys came back out of the underground, that he would probably be next on the chopping block, so he left town real quick. We found out that in his notes that he went to the Folded City. He is in contact with the alchemists. He is also in contact with Dr. Nicholas from the Tier Loa, a famed mushroom specialist. And Dr. Myers, obviously. But Seth learned how to basically hush the resonance around the zombies, and Charity learned how to locate them. So we easily snuck through it, and we learned that the roots of the weir are all the way out here, the mechanical roots of the giant tree. And they have been corrupted and rusted out and are burst in many spots, and they are leaking magic, and they are leaking corrupted magic into bone meal. And it is a massive task, and they are going to begin trying to take care of it themselves. The crew can help, but the folks at Plumbob are taking care of it. I'm not saying they're going to get it done, but they are on it as well. And then we found that Charity spent most of the game talking to a head. It was a spirit of creativity locked in a head.
I wouldn't say most of the game, just 5 minutes of it.
A decent amount of the game. A percentage of the game was spent talking to the head.
I'm sure while they're walking down those corridors that the head's just talking to them, so they're all just talking.
Oh, for sure. It's just it's constantly telling you what your next art project should be. It's just if you guys ever tried acrylics,
totally.
I really got into felting for a while. Have you ever felted?
No, but my wife does.
That's fascinating. Kind of just what's your favorite construction paper? What color? What's your preferred thickness of paper?
Oh, I think you'll enjoy this. I got into haberdashery for a little bit.
Ah, sick. Hats. It's you know what? You know what you should try out? So just think about this as your next project. You take little straw hats and bonnets, and we glue ribbon to them with hot glue and little flowers. You can hang them on your wall.
Okay.
I think the spirit of creativity is constantly trying to give you like mom crafts.
This one specifically, it's like I was in such a macabre state.
Very specifically like mom crafts.
Like
It's just like,
cottagecore mom crafts.
Right? It's just like, hey, have you guys considered like getting into frosting cakes very delicately?
Or macrame.
No, but my wife does.
Yeah. It's like, hey, it's 1 o'clock somewhere, am I right?
Yeah.
Have you thought about scrapbooking? And I love all of these things. Like, I love all these things independently. It's just really funny.
I just have
95% of the responses are no, but my wife does in her free time.
She's like, guys, have you tried beadwork?
Not saying it again.
Does your wife also do that, Cash?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right, everybody. And yeah, we freed that spirit. Apparently we mailed the head to Willoughby. We probably didn't canonically mail the head to Willoughby, but it is in my head. That is the future that I wish.
Oh, absolutely. It's funny as hell.
I got a second spirit in my body thanks to charity. It's gonna be great.
Right?
Party at Melinoë, I guess?
I'm sure this will never come back to bite her in the ass.
We'll see.
Oh, absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
Consequences for our actions?
Yeah. I do want to. Can I put in a God? What is it? What is the word called where you rewind it, go back? So like we have the pretty like Enya like level of Lord of the Rings like music playing out with the end credits when the spirit is released, and then just the record scratch too. Now what do we do with the head? Like that specific level of like peaceful music is just the Enya music.
Just beautiful, like watching the sunset over this like desert.
Showing
some,
Seth
like,
that
crazy...
this can be inspiration is just this landscape, and then
it's just like it cuts to just Charity holding it by like the hair. Like, what do we do with this? And then when it gets to Willoughby, it's like the Ren and Stimpy style close up of the face. Like as he opens the box, like tongue hanging out and X's for eyes and a couple flies.
oh no!
Yeah, the foghorn plays. That is the scene.
Oh.
And then it is Willoughby doing the disgusted face that like that fucking like like the we have one of the as the emotes. Like the captain has it as the face.
Oh.
Which one is it? I can't do it. I'm actually no.
Wonderful way.
So Willoughby drawn like that. Just
Is it the shock?
just a thought.
Oh no, not that one.
It's in the chat. It's the way.
Yeah, that's the one. Nika just did it. The Wonder Way. It's just Willoughby doing that. Just Clem's over for tea. It's just like, oh, I got a box from Cash. Oh, what did he send you? It's both of them just looking in this package. It's just the idea that Clem and Willoughby drawn like Ren and Stimpy is very funny now. It's like I know the artist and creator of Ren and Stimpy sucks, but that is a very fun image. Willoughby would be Ren for sure, because Clem and Stimpy is hilarious.
Happy joy. All that.
All that. Teach your grandmother to suck eggs. All right, everybody. Thank you so very, very, very much.
Y'all did fantastic. It was a hilarious game. Alright, so we are off tomorrow, but we will be back on Wednesday at, I believe, normal time? I think normal time. For Castor and Pollux backstory game with Amon and Leo and Assyria not playing Leo and Assyria. 10 out of 10. Nailed it. Alright, we're gonna head off, so we'll see y'all Wednesday. Bye forever.
Bye.
Goodbye forever, everybody.
In the celestial sea where stars align, Lockstitch will go where wonder lies. Its specialist crew a beacon of light will work to unravel secrets entwined. Lore with her care and lust for life, turning the cogs in her curious mind. Scales that tell stories of times long past. Deep in the echo, her interest is cast. Starborne Melody echoes in the deep. An ancient history, now our secrets to keep. Sail on a siren with feathers adorned, seeks to maintain her graceful form. A voice that weaves tales across the sky, relaying the dreams that never die. Rennick the brain with numbers and might, forearms, four eyes in the cosmic night. Stoic and with numerical grace, in Lockstitch's crew he has found his place. Starborne Melody echoes in the deep. An ancient history, now our secrets to keep. Pollux and Castor, the skillful pair, always the team with starry hair, with a bond so strong in the vast expanse, unveiling the secrets in cosmic dance. Starborne Melody echoes in the deep. An ancient history, now our secrets to keep. Starborne Melody echoes in the deep. An age-old mystery, and Lockstitch holds the key.